'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night. This summer night.
Hi everyone! So I was up bright and early this morning for my first day at Universal. Jet lag hit hard, so I actually woke up, well, I woke up a few times. I woke up about 1, 2 in the morning, and then again every hour or so. Because obviously I normally get up quite early in the UK, maybe about 7ish, obviously when I'm not at work. And so my body was obviously disagreeing with the fact that I was clearly having a very long lie-in. So eventually just decided to stay up at 4. Don't know whether that was the best idea, but at least I'm up early. Probably gonna flag really early though, but I had already decided I wasn't gonna push myself too much today. Do what I can, go slowly. Probably come back this afternoon to do some maybe pool time. If I really need to have a nap, kind of want to avoid that if I can. But yeah, take it easy, and then I'll decide this evening whether I get back out in the parks. But the plan is today is to head to Universal Studios. So I'm going to head there. I'm going to try and spend the entire day just in that park. I say day, morning. Break me in easily. There's a lot of simulator rides there, no big roller coasters where I might freak out a little bit before I go on them. Yeah, and just do it slowly. Currently, the Mummy, which is my favourite ride at Universal, is not open, which is a bit gutting. It's been closed since I think it's like January, February for refurb. It's supposed to open any day soon. So I'm really hoping it opens while I'm here. Although if that is the case, it's going to be really busy. But if I could ride it at least once while I'm here, that would be amazing. Like I said, it's my favourite ride there. So in a few moments I'm going to go head off to Universal. It's actually still early, it's 5 to 7 right now. But the lady at the Universal desk did tell me that the boats, the water taxi, the boats directly to City Walk start running from 7. Early park entry is an hour before park opening, so early park entry is from 8. So I won't be able to get into the parks or anything yet, but I just thought, I'm awake, I've been pottering around the room, I've obviously finished packing my park bag, put on loads of sun cream, just been watching a bit of TV, so I may as well just head over, start looking. I don't know whether any shops would be open in City Walk, probably not, like a window shop I suppose. It still feels a little bit surreal that I'm here. I think because yesterday I didn't go out and do anything. I barely went outside. Really the only time I went outside was going to and from the Uber. So in my head it doesn't really feel like I've arrived yet. I'm excited, but in kind of like a weird abstract kind of removed way, as if it's not really happening yet. Like I could just be somewhere in the UK. Which I know is not the case. But yeah, it's just not really sunk in yet. That's also possibly because of the tiredness. I'm sure it'll sink in once I start walking through City Walk into Universal in a little bit. So obviously today's my first full day. I'll take you along with me. Let's go. I am here, finally. Getting here was a bit of a palaver, but I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But it's quite cool this morning so far, although it's very humid. I don't know whether my lens is steaming up a bit there, or whether it's just the light. I finally feel like I've arrived though. I'm so excited. So it's been a bit of a weird morning. I went to get the water taxi to the park, and when I got there, there was a really long line, and the staff member was saying, just so you know, it's probably going to be a couple of boat loads before you get on. We do recommend there's the resort shuttles, or you can walk. So I thought I'd try out the resort shuttle, which proved to be a little bit of a mistake. So we got picked up by the shuttle at obviously Lowe's Sapphire Falls. We then went across the road to Lowe's Royal Pacific, which was obviously fine, it's dead close. So we then started heading towards the parks. We then drove past the parks. The shuttle bus then stops at Portofino Bay and Hard Rock before then going back to the parks. So it actually took about 40 minutes on the shuttle bus. I assume during busier periods that wouldn't happen because the bus would be full, but as it was, it did. It took a while. When I got to Universal, because it was still part of early entry, there was no queue for security, so I just sailed straight through there. However, I'm spending today at Universal Studios. I hadn't planned to go on into Islands of Adventure. Turned up, and it turns out early park entry is only at Islands of Adventure today. So, yeah. I thought it was at both parks, both days, but it's not. So I went to Islands of Adventure, activated my photo card, which was useful. I then went straight on to Harry Potter Forbidden Journey. Got my ride photo, so I'll insert that here. I then got the Hogwarts train straight over to Universal, so came out Harry Potter. Gringotts was closed, so I decided to skip that for today because the line's massive. But then went straight on to The Simpsons, which was a walk on, and then went straight on to Men in Black, which again was a walk on. I actually did that twice, because I could really. So I'll put those ride photos in here. The first time I actually had a car all to myself, which was great. No fighting for pressing the red button. So I got quite a high score. I got 144,000 the first time. The second time got 80,000. Didn't manage to get the red button, which is why it was a bit lower. I don't know how these vlogs will turn out because you're not allowed to vlog on Universal rides. So it is going to be probably a bit of me talking, telling you what I've done, maybe showing you a bit of the park. So that was the Simpsons ride that I did. It's a bit of a simulator ride. It makes a lot of people feel quite ill, but I'm always fine on it. I don't really suffer with motion sickness, so luckily that's not something I have to deal with. There's lots of sort of carnival games around here, but you do have to pay extra for those. There is the Twirl and Hurl, which is a bit like a Dumbo kind of ride. Then there is the Quickie Mart. I love how themed the Simpsons land is. It's so great. So you've got Quickie Mart, Moe's Tavern back there, which is closed at the moment. You've got the Duff Brewery, Duffman. Cletus's Chicken Shack. The statue of Jedediah Simpson. Jedediah Springfield, sorry. Oh, Chief Wiggum's gone. That's sad. So Doc Brown is wandering around his train. And there's the DeLorean as well. I just had my photo taken with that through this like automatic box up here. So you scan your card there and stand over there. You have no way to see the photo though, so I don't know how that turned out. So I'll insert that here as well. Right, I'm just going to head on to ET now. I think this is mainly turning into a day where I do the Universal rides minus Harry Potter. I'll come back for the Harry Potter section another day. Right, I don't know whether you can hear me, the music's quite loud, but I've just gone to Mel's Drive-In. I've just got some chicken fingers and fries and a chocolate shake. Right, so the last time I think you saw me was when I was eating at Mel's Drive-In. That was delicious. The milkshake was a bit weird. It wasn't really a milkshake, it was basically just chocolate ice cream. So I put a straw in it and it's very difficult to actually drink. It was still good though. I just went and got a spoon after I'd finished with my meal. So after that I went and did single rider Transformers. That was great, very quick. After that I started looking at some of the other rides I was thinking of maybe doing, like Jimmy Fallon, Despicable Me, things like that. And all the ride times had shot up in length. They were all an hour, 2 hours. And today I'm still tired. It got very hot, like I'm very sweaty right now. So I just decided I'd prefer to just maybe browse around the shops a little bit and then come back to the resort. So that's what I did. I got the water taxi back. That was very quick. Definitely the way to go rather than the shuttle bus. I did, however, stop in at Voodoo Donuts on the way. So I have this pink box here that is very difficult to open with one hand. So I got the Voodoo doll, so that's chocolate with raspberry jam in the middle. I have an apple fritter that is ginormous. This one is a little bit of a mistake. So I thought I ordered a raspberry Romeo, which is basically just a glazed raspberry jam donut. However, what the guy obviously thought I said was Miami Viceberry rather than raspberry. He repeated it back to me. I thought he said raspberry, so I said yes. And I ended up with this Miami Viceberry. So it does have, apparently it's partial raspberry flavoured topping or something. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I did quite want to try the raspberry Romeo, so depending how long they last me, I might go back for that at some point. Although that apple fritter will probably last me days, so we'll see. This afternoon, I think I might just take a dip in the pool, chill, and reevaluate how I feel later this afternoon. I could go back this evening. The parks are open till 9, but I might be tired by then. We'll see. So I will catch you later. So in the last clip I told you I would catch you later. I did not catch you later. So in the last clip I was looking very dishevelled. I was hot and really tired. By that point, with having been up at 4 in the morning, I'd already been up 10 hours. So as much as I didn't want to do it, I decided to have a nap. I thought that was going to be the best thing. So had a nap for an hour, forced myself to get up because I really did not want to wake up at that point. I then went down for a dip in the pool. The pool was lovely. I only went for a really quick dip, mainly because when I went out it was overcast, and then while I was out there it went really bright. I hadn't brought my sunglasses down, so I was really struggling to see in the sunshine. One thing that personally I don't like is that a lot of the area around the pool is sand. I just have a thing about not liking wet sand. Again, just a personal thing. So coming out the pool to get back to my lounger, and then I tore across the wet sand, and then you get wet sand stuck to you. There are pool lounges where there isn't wet sand, but they're the ones closest to the pool. So they're the ones that were already full, already had people's towels on them, so I couldn't get one of those. So yeah, after that I just lay on the sun lounger for a little bit, allowed all the wet sand to dry out so I could then brush myself off so I wasn't trailing sand into the hotel and into my room. Went for a shower. Decided to reevaluate how I felt about everything, about whether to go back into the parks that night. Looked at the wait times and they were still pretty high, even for things like Minions and Jimmy Fallon. It was like 45 minutes for Jimmy Fallon and over an hour for Minions, and they were the two that I kind of wanted to try and get done if I could. I do have express passes booked for later this holiday, so that's why I decided I just didn't want to queue. Worst case scenario, and I haven't managed to do them before that day, can just get on really quickly with my express pass. So it's not worth me standing in that queue, particularly when I was still tired. So after I came back from the pool, I sorted myself out with what my plans were for today. I'll tell you a bit about that in a little bit, possibly in the next vlog. I don't know how long this vlog is going to be, so it might be the same vlog. Who knows? We'll find out. But yes, I watched Despicable Me on the television. I then went to get some food from the hotel pool bar. So they do a range of food. I will say food in this hotel is quite expensive. So the sandwich I got from the New Dutch Company, which is the little coffee shop, it's also a Starbucks. That was $12 plus tax. From the roast beef and provolone sandwich I had yesterday from this vlog. The hotel pool bar, which is called, I think, the Drum Club Canteen, I think that's how it's pronounced. It's DHRUM for drum. They do a range of food, salads. I had the chicken burger and fries that came with like chipotle aioli, which was delicious. That was $18, so quite pricey for what it was. Plus, I understand why they do it. They're a pool bar. They automatically add on 18% tip, even though I was just getting food and taking it away. I completely understand why they do that. Obviously it's a pool bar, and actually when I was sunbathing there was a little tag on my sun lounger because I had a table next to me and it had a QR code and a table number on it, and basically it said if you can scan the QR code you can order drinks and food from the hotel pool bar directly to your sun lounger. So obviously that's the kind of reason why they add on that 18% tip automatically. It just didn't really benefit me when I was just getting takeaway food to take back to my room. So yes, I did that, then came back and yeah, just sort of evaluated my day. I did forget to mention at the very beginning of the day I had some wonderful pictures taken in front of the Universal Ball. That was before I realised there wasn't any park entry, so I swapped with a family. I took their photo, they took mine. A lot of people are really willing to do that, so you don't have to worry if there's no photopass photographer out the front of the park. There's usually families willing to do that. So I'll insert that picture now. I also figured out the mystery of the early park entry. So when I've been looking at it previously, there was early park entry for 1 hour on both parks. That was up until the end of July, which I've just missed. Now we're into August. It is just 1 hour every day at Volcano Bay and Islands of Adventure. There is no early park admission for Universal Studios, which is a bit disappointing, but I suppose it's kind of coming towards the end of their peak season, and there were only Despicable Me and Gringotts that were actually open during early park admission at Universal Studios. So yeah, that's fine. So it was a very short day yesterday, so like I said, I'll probably run this into the next day as well. So I'll probably see you in a minute. Bye.